Hey everyone, Hava here bringing you a video on Dragon Ball Daima. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. And I had to make a video on this, right? Like, the entire Dragon Ball community is talking about it. And yes, this will have spoilers. And for you guys that are Dragon Ball fans, you probably have seen it already because it's everywhere. Like every turn, every social media platform, I am just seeing it everywhere because it's so hyped on here. That's why I only have this as the thumbnail because it really doesn't show you too much. But if you know, you know, right? So what do we know? Again, last spoiler warning here is that we have Super Saiyan 4 in a canonical series, right? So of course GT was technically not canonical, right? It wasn't something that Toriyama approved, but of course Daima, he was involved in that. What do I have to say? It's actually incredible, but we do have questions about this, right? Because I'll tell you what, the look of this is great. It's super hyped, and the episode in of itself was fantastic. If you don't watch any of the Daima episodes, watch basically the last two, episode 17 and now 18, and you will have a great time. Oh yeah, watch the Vegeta episode too when he goes Super Saiyan 3. So, but this episode was basically the boss fight, right? The end fight there. A lot of people are saying Goma is Jiren, etc., etc. Yeah, it's actually a very funny concept because they kind of look the same with the same outfit. But ultimately, the boss fight here with Goma, A plus, right? So definitely check that out if you haven't gotten into Daima. Now we get to talk about then like the questions that all this brings because I posted a tweet, or I posted something on X saying that continuity isn't really the strength of Dragon Ball, which is fine. Again, I enjoy this episode tremendously. I enjoy the visuals. I enjoy everything there. But in terms of the story here, you're like, okay, how does this kind of tie into GT or tie into Super and all these different things? Well, first and foremost, let's talk about how he becomes Super Saiyan 4, right? Goma is just crazy strong, and Super Saiyan 3 is just not enough, especially as a mini Goku. So the ridiculously strong power of Neba says, you know, here, I'm just gonna give you a little something, little bling, and then all of a sudden he goes Super Saiyan 4. So this was one thing that after the episode, watching it a couple of times, I go, okay, if he can do this already, why didn't he imbue this power before Goku was, absolutely wrecked? And of course, if he can do this with Goku, why not Vegeta as well? They kind of really didn't explain that. Does the individual have to be kind of on his last leg, like almost dying for this to happen? Because the visual on how this power that Neba gave Goku here was like kind of in his DNA, right? And it was just awakened his power. And if he can do that, of course, he can probably provide this for Vegeta as well. It would make all the sense in the world. But anyway, kind of going back to this here is this then only a power that a Namekian can provide, or maybe as powerful as his elder as Neba is? Is that the only reason? And one of the things that came to mind for Dokkan purposes was, is this demonic power, right? Is this considered, we're in the demon world here, this is talking about, the demon world here, and I'm thinking demonic power is going to be a crazy category in Dokkan with this Goku on it. So that's my mindset here. It's like, okay, is this power imbued only, and can Piccolo learn this? If he couldn't learn this, that's why it's not there in Super. This wasn't brought up anywhere in Super. Is it because it could only happen in the demon realm, or imbued with demon power? That's a big question for me here. So they have to kind of answer that, because I think people are already talking about, why wasn't this in Super? Why wasn't this, even talked about? Going into the tournament of power, we will have to, pull all stops. But is it because getting the God Key, and going, divine, and going that route with Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, etc., etc., it's now closing the book that it is stronger than Super Saiyan 4, right? And technically, we don't even have a name for it. I think they said internally they call this Super Saiyan 4, but I think they might have a different name for it. So anyway, those are my kind of questions. And then something that also then bothered me was like, okay, the design in of itself. Now, the design is absolutely Super Saiyan 4, but it is different, right? It is different. So when you look at the original Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right, he has the dark black hair, not the red that reminds you of Super Saiyan God. And that also crept in a question, is this some sort of divine power that he's receiving? Some demonic divine power, in a sense. And if he's received this as divine power, wouldn't then the magenta hair that happened in Battle of the Gods go, whoa, you have the color or the hair color of when you went Super Saiyan 4 in the Demon Realm? You remember that, right? So there's that continuity issue that I don't think they were even thinking about when they were creating this series here or this story. So another look here is that the eyes are magenta red, right? And again, that's kind of exclusive to Super Saiyan God of recently, right? So, but everything else basically looks the same, right? Has the fur look on there, has the tail, has a little bit bigger forearms, but and you do have a little bit of highlight around the eyes, but it seems like it's more black, dark highlights, and it's more rectangular shape than it is on the Super Saiyan God, with this a little bit more, cartoonish circular look, right? But again, you don't have the yellow eyes, right? You don't have the yellow eyes, which I think it's better with the yellow eyes, right? I think the original Super Saiyan 4 design actually looks better with the black hair and everything on there. Now, it could be, but you really don't see it because he does kind of basically look like this throughout. It could be the aura, and it could be where he's fighting, right? It is more of a reddish color and things of that nature, so it could be more dark than it is this magenta red. But again, if you watch the episode, you're like, okay, it is red. so that is another big question here in terms of what kind of power is this going to be categorized as. I'm going to go with demonic power, right? A little bit of the, for some reason, Beast Gohan is demonic power, but was on that category. So huge questions in terms of relation to Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan 4 and GT, and how this design here as well. Because this also brings up something in terms of design, is actually the aura doesn't look like either one. It actually looks more like Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Dragon Ball Super Heroes. Still, big question marks. It looks more similar to this than it is original Super Saiyan 4, right? It very, very similar. So I can't wait if they actually provide you a little understanding on this power, which they have not. It was just straight up transformation, action, 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 action. And now what we're seeing here is in a sense the finale coming up soon here, in terms of the new Purunga, the Demon Realm Purunga came out. Wish is going to be granted. Crazy fightings happen. It's good right now. It's good. So definitely check it out. But I really want to know what you guys' thoughts are in Super Saiyan 4. I think it's majority positive. I haven't seen much negative, a few negative. I think it's more like 80-20 in terms of positive negative. I might be totally wrong on that. I'm okay with it, right? Because I've given up on continuity in Dragon Ball. So that's something that I am okay with in terms of connecting the dots in between series and movies and events. And well, movies are technically outside of canon, but in GT, etc., right? So I'm okay with whatever they're doing. I think this series is good, not great, but it's getting great. I think the last few episodes have been fantastic. It's a little bit of slow burn, but it's comedic. It has those Toriyama touches. Rest in peace, Toriyama. And I want to know. Comment below. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, to all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching. Yeah. Catch you next time. Later.